Hey everybody, QG here. So it's been a little while since the first reveal of Dreamworks All-Star Kart Racing. I honestly thought we'd see more of this game by now, but apparently not. So I did promise that I wanted to make videos on this, and that's what I'm going to do. So for this video, I want to give my take on what I think a roster prediction would look like. So there are currently 13, technically 15 characters that are confirmed to be in the game so far. The confirmed characters for the base roster are Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, Puss in Boots, Kitty, not Catswell. Been too focused on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 lately. Kitty, Softpaws, Megamind, Hiccup, Astrid, Poe, Master Shifu, Tigress, Boss Baby, and Mr. Wolf. Those are the 13 that we know for a factor in the base roster based on interviews and in-game screenshots that we've seen. We also know of 2 other characters that are going to be in the game in the digital deluxe version exclusively. That's Death from Puss in Boots and Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. So, besides that, we have confirmation that the base roster is going to be 20 characters. So that's not counting Death and Oogway. So we currently have 7 characters that are currently question marks. However, we did get a little bit of info in the time since the game was first revealed. In an Instagram post about the game, someone commented that they really hoped there would be Madagascar characters, and the account went ahead and confirmed that Alex and King Julian are going to be in the game. So I'm taking that as confirmation that they're playable, and that they're probably the only playable Madagascar characters as well. So, with that being said, that leaves 5 slots open that we have no idea on in any capacity. So I'm going to give what I think is a pretty decent prediction on them. So, my first prediction is that the bad guys is going to have probably 1 more character at least. I'm not expecting any more Shrek characters, or Shrek Universe characters. I'm not expecting any more Kung Fu Panda characters. Boss Baby and Megamind, I just don't really see getting more representation, and I don't really know who they'd want to add out of How to Train Your Dragon anyways, out of the human characters. Maybe they add a villain or something, but I have my doubts that they'll do that. So, my best guess is that the bad guys will get another character, and I'm going to assume that that is Diane. And I say Diane for a couple reasons. 1, she's a very popular character in her own right. 2, visually, I imagine her model would be pretty similar to Mr. Wolf, and that could be easier to develop than any other character from the bad guys. And 3, I mean, she's popular. Like, I don't really know what else I can say to make that make sense. And, you know, it always makes sense for rosters to not just be mainly guys as well. And Dreamworks in particular has a whole catalog of films that's mainly just male protagonists. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did get a couple more females in this lineup, since so far we have 4 confirmed ones out of 15. So Diane seems like a pretty safe bet, I think. From there, we have to kind of look into what franchises for Dreamworks are actually active at the moment, because it doesn't make sense for them to be putting characters from IPs that they don't do anything with anymore, I don't think. It's tricky with Dreamworks because there's not really any previous crossover games to base anything off of. We do have some, but it's been so long that they're not really comparable in any capacity. We already know trolls are going to be assist characters, so they're probably not playable in any capacity, even like the not the Grombles. I'm thinking Nickelodeon again. Bergens. Yeah, we're probably not getting any Bergens if I had to guess. They're not really that important anyways. That being said, so when I went on Wikipedia for Dreamworks, I found a list of like what they consider to be their active IPs at the moment. And of those IPs, I found 4 that aren't currently repped in this game so far. Those 4 being the Croods, Abominable, it was only 3 I found. It was the Croods, Abominable, and Spirit. However, Spirit is a movie, a one-off movie, and has only gotten continuation via like a TV show, which is kind of detached from the original movie in quite a few ways. That and the main character from the movie is a horse, and if they're not going to make Toothless a driver, then I don't think they're going to make Spirit the horse a driver. So that leaves the other two IPs, those being the Croods and Abominable. Now, those of you who may not be in the know are probably wondering, well, wait a minute, isn't Megamind not an active IP? That's actually not true. Megamind was confirmed, oh gosh, like a year or so ago, I think, that it is actually getting a new show on Peacock, I believe. Sometime this year or next year. Probably next year. But yeah, Megamind is technically a active IP because it is getting a future project. The same applies to Abominable, even though it doesn't have a new movie on the way. And Ruby Gillman, as recent as it is, would probably qualify for this game as well, since, you know, it is a recent IP. And I think that makes sense. Plus, it's also in that period where, like, it's a new and upcoming IP with the first, you know, proper female protagonist for a Dreamworks film, but it's also before the time when it's like, oh, this film didn't really do well at all, let's not talk about it again, you know? So, that leaves the 4 other slots, and my guesses for them, 2 of them I think will go to the Croods. My first guess is going to be Eep. From what I can tell from the few Dreamworks crossovers we did get, Eep seemed to be the priority pick for the Croods, which I guess makes sense. She was kind of the main character. The other pick I'm going to go with is Grug. Again, basically the other main character of the Croods across both films and any of the show spin-offs, as far as I can tell. That, and Grug in particular, seems to be popular in his own right outside of the films. So I think it makes sense that those 2 in particular would be the ones they go with for the Croods. That, and I don't know, I think it makes sense for Croods in general to get 2 reps. From there, we have Everest, or Everest is its name. This is the creature from Abominable. Not a very talked about Dreamworks film, but it is an active IP. And I don't know, this seems like a bit of an out there pick, but I suppose that's why I think it could happen. Because, you know, Dreamworks maybe would be okay with a character like that being in. And then we have the final pick, which is a very obvious pick, which is Ruby Gillman. I think it would make a lot of sense for Ruby Gillman to show up here. I don't really see why she wouldn't, anyways. As far as what's not getting in here, I don't really see us getting any classic media or Dreamworks classic stuff, so no Waldo or Casper or VeggieTales, unfortunately. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't see us getting anything older than Shrek, honestly, either. So, probably no Chicken Run, probably no Road to El Dorado, nothing like that. Cool as they'd be, I just don't see it happening. And otherwise, I suppose the last, or I suppose if there's any other characters worth mentioning, one of them is probably like Jack Horner, or Goldilocks, I guess. Those 2 are definitely possible to be in as well. Heck, maybe 3 of the remaining characters are just the bears. That would be pretty easy to make, I suppose. And then the last thing I've seen people say is maybe they get the fishing boy that's in the Dreamworks logo as a character. I'm not personally predicting it, but that would be funny, I think. So yeah, this is my current Dreamworks All-Star Kart Racing roster prediction. Hopefully we'll find out more about this game soon, and not just find out stuff about it when it releases later this year. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you excited for this game like I am? When do you think we're going to get a trailer? Do you hope we're going to get a trailer? Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay tuned. I will try to keep an eye out for anything new about this game. And until the next one, peace.